Think the biggest bird around is an ostrich? Think again. The prehistoric world was home to birds so massive, so terrifying, they'd make an ostrich look like a pet parakeet. Ever seen a creature as big as an aircraft soaring through ancient skies? Or a fearsome bird with the prowess to hunt down small dinosaurs? What about a bird so fierce that it could take down animals several times its size? Welcome back to another amazing episode of Forever Green. Today, we'll show you 20 most terrifying prehistoric birds you never knew existed. From gigantic eagles capable of snatching up humans to flightless behemoths that dwarfed ostriches, these feathered creatures dominated the skies, land, and seas millions of years ago. Stay tuned, because later you'll find out about a bird whose mere steps could send animals hurrying for cover. So get ready, hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right in. 20. Ketelopus Atlas. Imagine a creature soaring through the skies, casting a shadow over the ancient lands as vast as a small airplane. This is not a scene from a fantasy film, but the real-life terror of the Ketelopus Atlas, one of the largest flying animals of all time. Though technically not a bird, but a pterosaur, its bird-like features and staggering size merit its mention among these prehistoric giants. Ketelopus Atlas had a wingspan that could reach an astounding 10 to 11 meters. Its size is almost incomprehensible. This creature could stand as tall as a giraffe when on the ground. Imagine this gigantic beast taking off, using all 4 of its limbs to vault into the air, then soaring high above, hunting with keen eyes for any movement below. It likely preyed on small dinosaurs and fish, swooping down to snatch them up with its long, sharp beak. 19. Titanis Wallery. Stepping back into the dreadful past, we encounter Titanis Wallery, a terror bird that once roamed North America around 5 million years ago. Unlike the Argentavis, Titanis didn't rule the skies, but the land. Standing up to 3 meters tall, this bird was a towering figure of dread with a heavily muscled neck and a head crowned with a large, hook-shaped beak designed for killing. Titanis Wallery was a runner, built like a sprinter with powerful legs that could quickly close the distance to its prey. Once within reach, it used its massive beak like an axe, delivering deadly blows to crush bone and flesh alike. This bird was not one for scavenging. It was a pure predator, actively hunting in the grasslands and forest edges. Its presence meant that few were safe, as it could likely ambush a variety of animals, making it one of the most feared creatures of its time. 18. Rasay. Diving deeper into the realm of prehistoric nightmares, we encounter the Rasay family, commonly known as the terror birds. These formidable predators roamed South America from about 62 million years ago, thriving until just about 2.5 million years ago. Standing anywhere between 1 to 3 meters tall, these birds were the undisputed rulers of their domain, embodying the perfect blend of speed, strength, and sheer terror. With their powerful legs, terror birds could sprint rapidly across the open plains, catching up to their prey with terrifying ease. Their long, curved beaks acted like deadly weapons, capable of delivering fatal blows that could smash bones and skulls with little effort. These birds didn't just hunt to eat, they dominated, instilling fear into the hearts of all the other creatures that dared share their landscape. They were true apex predators. Nothing on ground could challenge them. 17. Pelagornis Sandery. Another giant flyer, the Pelagornis Sandery, with a wingspan that rivaled the Argentavis, extending over 7 meters. Pelagornis Sandery was one of the largest flying birds to have ever existed. Its era spanned from about 25 to 28 million years ago, soaring above the oceans of the world. What set the Pelagornis apart was its array of tooth-like projections along the edges of its beak, which were not true teeth, but bony spikes perfect for snagging slippery prey like fish and squid from the ocean. This bird was a master of the air and sea, gliding over the water's surface and using its terrifying beak to snatch up unsuspecting sea creatures. Just the sight of its massive shadow passing overhead would have sent marine life into a panic, a dark omen of the doom that literally hung above their heads. 16. Haast's Eagle. A massive eagle from New Zealand, believed to prey on large flightless birds like the moa. Haast's eagle is so powerful and imposing that it still haunts the legends of the native Maori people. Known scientifically as Harpagornis Muray, this eagle, with a wingspan reaching up to 3 meters, was not just any bird of prey. It was the largest known true raptor to have ever lived. Haast's eagle was a master hunter, capable of swooping down at incredible speeds to strike its prey with devastating force. Its favorite targets were the large, flightless moa birds, which could weigh several hundred pounds. The eagle's massive talons and sharp beak could crush bones and tear through thick muscle, killing its prey swiftly. Just imagine a bird so fierce that it could take down animals several times its size, ruling over the forests like a winged tyrant. Talking about eagles, you can also check out our other video on the most amazing eagle attacks ever caught on camera. 15. Gastornis. Next, we turn our attention to the enigmatic Gastornis, a giant bird that roamed the woodlands of Europe and North America during the Paleocene and Eocene epochs, roughly 56 to 45 million years ago. Initially thought to be a fierce predator due to its massive size and formidable beak, recent studies suggest a different story. Gastornis might have been herbivorous. Standing up to 2 meters, about 6.5 feet tall, Gastornis possessed a large, box-like skull and a deep, powerful beak. Despite its menacing appearance, evidence such as the lack of wear patterns typical of carnivores on its beak and the discovery of plant material near its fossils hint that this giant bird might have used its great strength and size to forage for tough plant material. However, the image of Gastornis as a gentle giant does little to moderate its imposing figure, which would have been a formidable sight in the ancient forests it inhabited. 14. KellenKen. Diving back into the chilling era of the terror birds, we meet KellenKen, a member of this ferocious family that lived approximately 15 million years ago in what is now Argentina. Standing at a height of about 3 meters, KellenKen was not the tallest of the terror birds, but it possessed one of the largest skulls of any known bird, measuring over 45 centimeters long. This massive head housed a beak so large and so strong, it could easily crush bones and skulls of its prey. KellenKen's powerful legs and terrifying speed allowed it to ambush unsuspecting animals, delivering a death blow with precision and brutal force. The sheer size of its beak and its ability to generate powerful snapping forces made it one of the most feared predators of its time. Imagine a bird as tall as a basketball hoop sprinting at you with the speed of a car and the intention of a seasoned hunter. That was KellenKen, a nightmare on the plains of ancient Argentina. 13. DromornisSturton. Further away, in the ancient landscapes of Australia, lived DromornisSturton, a part of a group of birds aptly named thunderbirds. These massive creatures were among the heaviest avian beings ever to walk the earth, with some individuals weighing up to 500 kilograms. Standing nearly 3 meters tall, their size alone was enough to make any contemporary creature rethink its path. Despite their bulk, these birds were not flyers. Their heavy bodies were supported by strong legs, hinting at a life spent mostly on the ground. DromornisSturton had a massive, powerful beak that could have been used to shear through dense vegetation, or, as some scientists speculate, to attack and eat large prey, including other smaller birds, and possibly even mammals that shared their environment. 12. AndelGorus. Journey to the open plains of South America, and you'd find yourself in the stalking grounds of AndelGorus, a smaller but no less fearsome member of the terror bird family. Living around 6 million years ago, this bird was built for precision and deadly efficiency. Although it stood only about 1.5 meters tall, AndelGorus was a model of lethal agility. Its beak was sharp and strong, designed for delivering powerful strikes to its prey. Imagine this bird as a feathered assassin, capable of moving with incredible speed and suddenness to unleash swift and fatal attacks. Unlike its larger cousins, who might rely on brute strength, AndelGorus excelled in stealth and speed, making it a terror bird that preyed on the element of surprise. If you liked this video so far, go ahead and leave a like. You can also check out Most Dangerous Birds on the Planet on our channel Forever Green. 11. Eoris. Moving to the lush island of Madagascar, we encounter Eoris, also famously known as the elephant bird. This massive, flightless bird was among the largest birds ever to live, standing up to 3 meters tall and weighing as much as 800 kilograms. Living until relatively recently, around the 17th century, Eoris was a colossal creature that roamed the forests and plains of Madagascar. The elephant bird's size alone was its defense, deterring most predators. But despite its imposing stature, Eoris was believed to be a gentle giant, primarily feeding on fruits and seeds. However, the mere visual of such a gigantic bird could be quite unsettling. Its massive eggs, some of the largest of any animal on record, are evidence to its incredible size, with some being over 30 centimeters long. 10. Brontoris. In the haunting shadows of prehistoric South America, the Brontoris roared into existence, a towering figure that dominated its environment. This colossal terror bird, standing up to 2.8 meters tall and weighing as much as 400 kilograms, was a true heavyweight of its time. Living around 5 to 10 million years ago, Brontoris wasn't just big, it was built like a tank, with a robust body and a thick, powerful neck, supporting a large skull and beak designed for delivering crushing blows. The very earth might have shivered as Brontoris walked. Imagine this gigantic bird marching through the forests and plains, a behemoth among beasts. Its size alone would deter most predators, and its diet likely included smaller animals that could not escape its powerful grip. 9. Ornes. Another giant from Australia, this bird's strong legs suggest that it was a formidable runner. Standing about 2 meters tall and weighing up to 240 kilograms, Ornes was part of the diverse and formidable megafauna that once thrived in Australia. This bird lived from about 1.5 million to as recently as 50,000 years ago, suggesting it may have encountered the first humans to arrive on the continent. Ornes was built like a fortress on legs, with powerful limbs that suggest it was a formidable runner, capable of swift and sudden bursts of speed to chase down prey or escape larger threats. Unlike the terror birds of South America, Ornes was not equipped with a large predatory beak, but rather a more generalized mouth that hints at a varied diet, possibly including plants and small animals. 8. Patagonianopter. In the prehistoric landscapes of South America, there lurked a bird quite unlike the towering predators we've already discussed. This is the Patagonianopter. This bird adapted to a life firmly on the ground, having lost the ability to fly in exchange for survival traits more suited to its terrestrial lifestyle. Living during the late Cretaceous period, around 70 to 66 million years ago, Patagonianopter was relatively small, standing only about half a meter tall. Though it lacked the menacing beak or massive structure of terror birds, Patagonianopter was no less intriguing. Its body was streamlined for efficiency, with strong legs that suggest it could run swiftly, dodging predators and navigating through dense underbrush with ease. Its survival strategy was not to confront, but to escape, to outpace threats rather than overpower them. 7. ForoPonum. Traveling to the ancient floodplains of North America, we encounter the ForoPonum, an ancient bird from the Eocene epoch, approximately 50 to 46 million years ago. Unlike the ferocious predators or massive giants of this era, ForoPonum was likely an omnivorous opportunist, living on a varied diet that included both plants and small animals. ForoPonum was not particularly large, with estimates suggesting it stood just under a meter tall. However, its real power lies in its adaptability. Its beak was versatile, capable of cracking nuts, tearing meat, and perhaps even digging for roots or insects. This bird might not have instilled terror with its size or its speed, but its ability to exploit a range of food sources made it a resilient figure in its ecosystem. 6. PseudoToris. Turning our attention to the ancient oceans, we encounter PseudoToris, a seabird from the Miocene era that patrolled the coastlines about 15 million years ago. Unlike modern seabirds content with fishing, PseudoToris was a more menacing figure, equipped with a long, tooth-like beak that made it a formidable hunter of the seas. PseudoToris's beak was its most terrifying feature, lined with sharp projections that resembled teeth, perfect for grasping slippery fish and squid. This bird dominated the coastal waters, swooping down with precision and speed to snatch its prey from the ocean's surface or just below it. The sight of PseudoToris in action must have been a fearsome sight. Just another reminder that even the ancient seas harbored their own kinds of monsters. 4. Harpagornis Muray. Another giant eagle from New Zealand, closely related to the earlier discussed Haast's eagle, this giant bird of prey was the largest eagle known to have ever existed, exerting its power from above. With a wingspan nearing 3 meters and equipped with talons larger than a modern tiger's claws, it was the uncontested predator of its ecosystem. It soared through the skies with a terrifying grace, surveying the land below for any signs of prey. Its preferred targets were the moa, enormous flightless birds that had no other real predators. With a devastating dive, Harpagornis Muray would strike, using its massive talons and incredible strength to subdue these giants. The forests echoed with the frightful screams of its catches, a forbidding reminder of who ruled the skies in prehistoric New Zealand. 3. Borrogoia. Far from the lush landscapes of New Zealand, in the arid and rugged terrains of prehistoric Mongolia, another unusual bird stalked the ancient earth: Borrogoia. This lesser-known creature adds a fascinating chapter to our exploration of deadly prehistoric birds. Smaller compared to the giants we've discussed earlier, Borrogoia's danger lie in its mystery and the cunning hunting strategies it likely employed. Borrogoia was not large, but it was agile, adapted to navigate through the dense underbrush and rocky outcrops of its environment. Though primarily thought to be a scavenger, newer findings suggest it might have been an adept predator, using its sharp beak and swift movements to catch small animals and perhaps even other birds. 2. Argentavis magnificens. Imagine a bird so vast that its wings could stretch across a room. This was Argentavis magnificens, the largest flying bird ever discovered. With a wingspan reaching up to 7 meters, this bird was not just another member of the sky, it was its emperor. Flying through the open skies of Argentina about 6 million years ago, the Argentavis was a sight that would send shivers down the spine of any creature that caught a sight of its massive shadow against the sun. The sheer size of this bird made it a formidable predator. It's believed that Argentavis could swoop down at incredible speeds, seizing unsuspecting prey with its strong talons. Its diet likely included small mammals and even juvenile megafauna, which it would snatch from the ground without ever landing. The terror it inspired must have been akin to the fear of a modern-day fighter jet looming overhead. 1. Veromi Titan. From the highest heights, we now turn to one of the heaviest creatures ever to walk the earth: the Veromi Titan. Recently identified as the largest bird by mass, this colossal member of the elephant bird family roamed the forests of Madagascar. Weighing up to 730 kilograms and standing up to 3 meters tall, the Veromi Titan was a true behemoth. Despite its imposing size, Veromi Titan was likely a gentle giant, feeding on large quantities of fruits and seeds. But don't let this herbivorous diet fool you. The sheer size of this bird made it a formidable presence. No predator would dare challenge it, and its footsteps alone would have been enough to send smaller animals hurrying for cover. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating adventures from Forever Green.